Hello everyone, I'm James Rowe. I work here at Historic Arkansas Museum. Today we're going to be smoking things in our smokehouse. Why don't you come with me and we'll take a look inside and I'll show you how it works. First thing you'll notice is it's elevated. That's because you want the smoke to be higher than the fire. So that's the reason why this is up here. What we're doing today is a bunch of cheeses that we've wrapped in cloth to help prevent little ashes getting on it and just the smoke. Do you see how there are two missing bricks right there? That is almost the only way for air to transfer inside and out. Now whenever we get around, I'll explain more into that. You'll see there's no windows. There's very little ventilation in and out. The airflow is all coming from these two bricks. So now why don't we head down and take a look around. Down here is the root cellar. Now we're not using it for anything at the moment, but back then they would have stored things in here to help preserve them. It's dark and it's cool down there. And as we head around, you see again how this is elevated. The smokehouse does not start until right about there. You'll notice that I've got wood in water here. I am soaking it because dry wood does not smoke. It just burns. We are smoking this food. So once you've got the fire going, the rest of it is wet wood because that's how you get your smoke. We've got our supply of extra wood right here. Our bottle to help tamp it down if the fire gets going too well. The wood you put in at an angle to help create airflow. You see those are the two missing bricks that were on the floor in there and how here they are elevated. And once you've got yourself a built-up system where airflow can go down, up, it will help create the flow. We're going to get some bits of junk wood here to go in because it's easier for this to start burning than the big logs. Now we've got our matches, extra long, to help make sure that I don't burn my hand. And it went out in half a second. Let's do that again. There we go. I'm going to try to start it in as many places as possible to help get the fire going faster. See, it's already smoking, although right now that's mainly the newspaper that I put in burning up, which will be burned away in a few seconds. Now there's a valve right here that is open at the moment, so the smoke is going up through the valve out because we don't want that smoke in because that smoke is going to have little bits of newspaper in it. So once the newspaper is burned off in about 5 minutes, I'll close that valve, put the lid on, which is right here, as you can see, and once that's done, then it's going to push the smoke inside, and that's whenever I'll add the wet wood because the wet wood takes a bit longer to prepare. You don't want to waste that whenever you're just trying to get the fire going. And that's pretty much it on how to work the smokehouse. Thank you for joining us today.
And how long will you be smoking?
How long will I be smoking? Well, this is going to go until about 4 o'clock today. Now, there is no maximum time to smoke. You could smoke for days at a time if you'd like, but somebody has to be out here with it. And I've got things to do this evening, so we're only going to do it for about 6 hours today. Now, that's plenty enough time to get smoke on something like cheese. If we were doing, say, like a side of ham, that would take days, which is what they did back then. Sometimes you'd smoke things to turn it into jerky for a week or two at a time. But cheese, you're going to get that smoke flavor in about 6 hours.
Fair enough. I'm going to back up and see if we can see the whole building.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Anybody have any questions in the comments section while we're showing off? So you can see this is not a small room.
Yeah.
Not a small space.
This type of smokehouse is kind of a generic design. They had perfected the perfect way to build a smokehouse by this point in time.
What's the hopper next to it?
Oh, the hopper. The cool part is, once the firewood is spent, it is burnt, you put it in this, which is called an ash hopper. And you run water over this ash, and you collect it in a bucket. And you repeat that process hundreds upon hundreds of times, and eventually you extract the lye out of the ash. Now you combine that with fat left over from cooking, and you boil it, and you got soap. That is just kind of amazing to me, that you bathed in fat and ash, but somehow you came out clean in the end. But back then, you found things to do, and you found a process. Now, also, we have made lye soap here for programs that we do. And we have a scale that measures that lye to the grain. And sometimes we still don't get it right. If you put too much lye, it'll burn, and you'll notice it in your skin, it'll tingle. Too much fat, and it's just going to be slime, and it's not going to get you clean. It has to be perfect. But yet they did it back then just like, yeah, that feels like the right amount of lye. I think I've done a good job.
Fair enough. We have a question. Does the fire have to be a certain temperature to get the right amount of smoke?
No, in fact, the hotter it is, the worse it actually is. Because remember, we're not really trying to cook this, we're just trying to smoke it. So that's the reason why I've got the water bottle right here. Because if it gets too hot and it's just burning and not smoking, I'm going to spray the wood to help with the smoke going in, because you don't want it just to burn, because then you're not really doing anything other than making something for me to clean up this evening.
Awesome. So if somebody comes by the museum today or Saturday, could they get a walk around with you and you show them how this works?
They certainly can. Come by. I'll be here today and on Saturday all day long, and I will show you how it works. Now, once the fire's started, you can't go in the room we started with, because it will really burn your eyes and it's not good for you. But the outside, I can show you all about that and show you how to do it if you'd like to try it and build one of these yourself at home.
Do different different wood types produce different tastes? This is one in the comment section.
Yes, different types of wood actually do produce different types of taste, but since this is cheese and smoked over a few hours, you're not really going to get that. But say if you were smoking something like a side of ham and you were going to have it in here for a week, well, mesquite, pine, all of these are going to give you different flavors. But you're not really going to get that for cheeses. But they do produce different types of flavors. I mean, if we've all been barbecuing cedar chips or pine chips in the barbecue section, they actually cost a lot of money now.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Any other questions?
I don't think so. Everybody pay attention to the comments this afternoon at 4 o'clock. I'll be sure to snap some photos and put those in the comments so you can see what the cheese looks like as it comes out. Also, if you want to taste some of this cheese, come by Saturday and we'll have some samples.
We'll have them out for everybody.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day.